Mr. Alexander Benedict Cummings, standard bearer of the CPP, constituted his broad-based and diverse campaign team for the 2023 general and presidential elections. The million-dollar question is, for who are the first among equals on Team Cummings? My special studio guest is Ambassador Louis Brown of Team Cummings. By 11 o'clock, our lines will be open, so you call us on those numbers on 077777107. Better stay calling on 07772212223. Those numbers are pinned on our Facebook page, Sky Communications Liberia. My name is Steve Mans. Of course, I'm the one, the grandson of my grandfather. And 50-50, you just can't beat the experience. We'll be back right after the theme song.
They have done it again.
What excitement! Share the good news now.
My picking tried to Cote d'Ivoire yesterday, and he's still calling me on a number. He's still pressing on it all.
Nothing makes me more relaxed than being able to work and stay connected without interruption, whether I am at home or away.
They have done it again.
More travels, more possibilities. With a just released roaming data bundle for travelers to Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea-Conakry, and Mali, you can now stay connected on the go. Dial *535# to activate a plan ranging from $1 for 25 megabytes to $20 for 1 gigabyte. The new roaming data bundle can offer for you.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
It's possible, anytime, anywhere. A way to make you smile from ears to ears. With Orange Money new broken fees, you can take off your own sekabagi and keeps you smiling. A smile that comes from the heart. A smile that keeps you ongoing. A smile that lasts forever. More smiles with Makabagi. Discover the Orange Money new broken tariff. Withdraw and transfer money to your loved ones now at less expensive fees and experience more advantage with Orange Money broken tariff.
Orange Money.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Weah's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage head office on 077-553317 or 0886-553317 or our rehab branch on 0770-902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
Thank you very much. You're back on 50-50 on Sky 107 on a Wednesday morning. I got 4 newspapers here. The Heritage newspaper, Analyst, Philip Wilson Inquirer newspaper, and the front page. Let me give you the banner headlines on the front and back pages of the papers. Let's begin from the Heritage. Says, Cummings announces 2023 team speaks on current national issue. The photo of Alexander Benedict Cummings is here. PUS said irreversible. Irreversible says PUL, the president of PUL president of gains made in fostering press freedom and freedom of expression. The president of Liberia, Charles Coffey, this year. Conservation organizations petition mines and energy minister to rescind decision threatening the Marshall wetland. No fire incident at the CBA vault. Conduct first media training on women participation in elections. The back page of the Heritage newspaper says for scientific achievement and contribution, ex-Liberian leaders Wycott and Ellen Johnson Sirleaf shower praises on Dr. Dube Chris Yan. Teachers are at the forefront of education transformation. Capacity building is key. Movie will be a formidable force come 2023, says Chairman Sami as it announces major political rally. The analyst newspaper said, rescue Liberia from where? Cummins names Team Cummins members. Again, the photo of Alexander Cummins. And enough is enough. Vote them out. Vote them out, Louis Brown says, as Cummins launches 2023 team. The photo of Ambassador Louis Brown. The back page of the analyst newspaper said, Baker and Johnson shower praises on Dr. Dube Chris Nyan for their scientific achievements and contributions. Metal Steel remains 1.5 million United States dollars for Bassa Social Development Funds. Subritan Bike Pair once county project kick off. No fire incident at the CBA vault. The executive governor, Talu, photo this year. Probe alleged militant training. LPP urges lawmakers, international community. National Liberian People Party National Chairman J. Nyankwe Zese. Inquirer says, answers in U.S. 4 million mismanaged web as INCHR former executive director makes startling revelation. Rise Wahala hits Liberia, but alleges shortlist candidates for census training. U.S. war crimes ambassador visits Liberia. This is threatening. This is scary. If you participated wrongly in the war, your ambassador this year, whether you will be called or not be called, that hangs in the balance. But he's in, like, he will visit Liberia. The back page of the Philadelphia Inquirer newspaper says big name surface on Team Cummins 2023. See the big guns. Chairman Summit announces major political rally, says movie will be a formidable force come 2023. Read a country cartoon that says stop violence against women. Help me, this monster raped me. Let us settle this rape case. No settlement for rape cases. That is the cartoon. The last paper, of course, is the front page newspaper said a call to save Marshall wetlands. Conservation organization petition mines and energy minister to rescind decision threatening Marshall wetlands. No fire incident at the vault at the Central Bank. Central Bank of Liberia clarifies report of new printed banknotes and metered coins being destroyed by fire. U.S. Ambassador on War Crimes to visit Liberia. Rights groups call for justice for Civil War era crimes. An initial team to ensure President Weah's presidency is limited to one term has been announced by the collaborating political parties. Team Cummins 2023 announced. Alexander Cummins expressed the hope that Liberians everywhere will see themselves in the team as the vehicle for real change that will seek to restore good governance and economic opportunities to all Liberians, irrespective of political and religious affiliation. The guns are here. Louis Brown, Toga, McIntosh, everybody across the sector, across Liberia is here. Ministry of Commerce and Industry raises more doubts than answers over the timely supply of rice in local market. Rice coming in days. That is an affirmation that rice is not in town. Rice coming in days. Rice is not in town. The government assured the public that the current stock of rice in the country can serve the market up to arrival of next vessel, which is expected in the coming days. So rice is not in town. We are expecting rice. What quantity is that? We just don't know. If rice is in town, what is the quantity? We want to know. Excuse me, the back page of the front page newspaper said the government blames LFA for under 17 disqualification. When I tell people we ain't got plenty of hospital here, not everybody was born in the hospital. The football age, so that can catch up with you. The boys like the likes of Mency. Another boy was born, raised in Barcelona, so his age is the age. You guys have the technology so that if you lied about your age, somebody was telling me, they call you, they say, open your mouth. The person that lying your mouth, that lie will tell you how old you are. So Liberia will disqualify for under 17. But that's not what I'm here for. I'm here to discuss the formation of Team Cummings with guns and first among equals are here. I've invited one of them, Ambassador Louis Brown, as a member of Team Cummings. Good morning, Ambassador Brown.
Good morning, Team Max. Let me say good morning to all of your listeners online, by radio, all across the country, wherever your broadcast can reach, which under the very difficult circumstances that we're living in today, I wish all of you the best wherever you are.
So Cummings jumped the gun. There is an axiom in computer study. They say plan your work so that you work according to your plan. Cummings assemble guns. I will call them guns, and somebody in our sector called the big fishes to form the Cummings 2023 election. What is the mandate of that? What is the makeup of that team?
You know, the makeup, to answer you more specifically, the makeup is of all Liberians. You know, sometimes we're tempted to think in this country, having been here under President we are for the last 5 years, we are more divided than we've ever been. So what Mr. Cummings wants the country to see by his decision-making process is that he will be a unifier and not a divider. So you have to judge people by their decisions and by the actions they take. If you look across the team, you have people that cut across all the tribes of the country. You have people that cut across the major religions of the country. You have all genders almost equally reflected. You have most of the leading political parties, members involved. I come from the National Patriotic Party. I'm not a member of the ANC. Former Minister of Gender, Julia Duncan Cassell, Madam Nikki Jah. These people come from the former ruling party, Unity Party. A lady, Madam Kebe Collins, Mrs. Kebe Collins, comes from the Congress for Democratic Change. So what Mr. Cummings has put together, again, you recall Dr. Toga McIntosh, Gateway was in charge of the 2017 campaign of President Weah. So this is to reflect the country. There were leaders from markets. There were people who were educated, people who are uneducated. There are young people. There are older, more experienced people. There are, interestingly, importantly, individuals with disabilities, because we cannot believe that this country will ignore the interest of at least 20% of the population. At least 20% of our population suffer from disability. They deserve to be heard, not just to participate in electing Mr. Cummings, but to be heard, to be fully represented in a government. So what Mr. Cummings has put together, it's not just, and we know we comprise a winning team. We come with a winning mentality. And I know the president does not like to hear me say this, but it is true.
Who president?
President Weah, he doesn't like to hear me say this, and it angers him. But we will defeat him in 2023. He has failed the country. He has disappointed too many people. He has left too many people behind. And the most graphic demonstration of this, yes, beyond me, he has disappointed a host, especially of young people, who revel at his remarkable life story, rising from Gibraltar to the top of the footballing world. And so people actually felt that he would offer the country something new and something different. No way we can kind of paint the picture of the 5 years of failure of President Weah than to see that on a day when pregnant women, mothers, daughters, sisters, brothers, young, old, were scrambling for rice at the gate of a Lebanese merchant, a Lebanese vendor, when people were hanging on the fence, fight. Some had been there for days. The president was partying and celebrating his birthday. The president of our country was partying and celebrating his birthday while Liberians were going to bed hungry and fighting and scrambling for the staple food. This is a colossal. I can't describe every other thing you can forgive.
What would you attribute that?
Forgive lack of leadership. Lack of leadership. Look, people closest to the president know he's not a leader. He is so disconnected. We elected a popular man. We elected a guy who thrilled our hearts on the football field. He's my friend. He's my friend. I know him personally.
He's your friend.
But ask every friend of President Weah. There is a reason President Weah, although one of the best footballers in the world on all his professional teams, no professional team made him captain. The captain is not necessarily the best player. He is the leader of the team. So even though he was among the best players on all of his professional team, we risked the Lone Star and made President Weah, when he was playing, captain of the national team. Dr. Kevin Sebo, Dr. James Harris Adiba, Dr. Paul Charles, Dr. Danisha Sebo. That period, we raised some of the best footballers our country could boast of. I wager to say we could have gone to the World Cup, but we had a captain who was so myopic in his vision, who was so self-centered, who believed it was just about him. And therefore, he fractured that national team into camps. He was speaking to the other one. He was not speaking to the other one. Rather than rally that team to achieve its fullest potential, he effectively undermined it and broke it down. We gave him a country to run. 5 years later, he's going to the United States and being restricted within 25-mile radius.
I will get to that aspect because
look, I'm just trying to paint a picture for you that we gave President Weah a country to manage and to run. He hardly goes to his office. He said himself on last Sunday that he spends his time on Facebook and listening to radio. Time we pay him. One of the jobs we pay him for is to make sure we have food here. Make sure we have food here. He returned from the United States there at the airport. There's that street talk there. There's food all over, all in the warehouses. You go tell that to the women who've been sitting to the gate of a Lebanese merchant looking for rice. You go tell that to the child who has to go to bed hungry because his father and mother cannot find the food to give. You go tell that to the people in Ganta, to the people in Lofa, to the people in Bon County, where the price of rice is soaring through the roof. They cannot afford it. This is our staple. But it makes sense because when you put more money in the budget for your own security than you put in the budget for agriculture, we will end up like this. We will ultimately end up like this. He has no clue. He cannot manage us. This is why I am confident working with this team that Mr. Cummings has put together. We will beat President Weah because, frankly, my theory is that President Weah is not trying to get re-elected. Nobody who is trying to get re-elected will go party and say, I'm having fun on my birthday while Liberians are suffering and cannot find food. Nobody who's trying to get re-elected will do that. So this job that is too big for President Weah, we will take it from him. I really think President Weah is begging the Liberian people to say, look, my people, I've had one time, my biggest ambition in life was to be president of this country. What I was going to do when I become president, I had no clue. I just wanted to be president because I saw other people be president. And probably some people told me I could not be. But now that I have been president, your please take the load from my head. So you find out our
President Weah said he will win the second term. He said that he will win the second term.
Yeah,
and the likes of who
it's easier to say
pessimistic about
but they know
chances that
they know. He knows. I'm not even say they. He knows he's not winning anything here again. Yes, you can't insult the people of Liberia like this. You can't treat the people of Liberia like this and say that they will put you back to do worse than what you're doing. Yes, what is true, T-Max. Everywhere in the world, the first term is when the presidents work to earn a second term.
Lay the foundation.
This is the president best. 1 year before election, people fighting at the gate of a Lebanese merchant for food. 1 year before the election. And Mr. Weah said, I'm confident I'll be re-elected. Based on what? Oh no, when you go anywhere, in fact, you go anywhere tomorrow, people will turn out. People will turn out to see you. But people will vote you out. I am prepared to predict. Mr. Weah runs in 2023. He will not make the first round. He will not make
He's an incumbent, though.
Look, I understand the power of incumbency. I understand they will spend money. But I also know they cannot defend their record with any reasonable person. I also know that every household in the Republic of Liberia, except for a few associated with the government, but in fact, I know some government homes that are catching hard time. Government official will talk to you privately that, my brother, there are ministers in this government that have not seen the president, except for public function like that in the day in Ganta, where they went to campaign and say he went to hold cabinet retreat. There are serious officials in this government managing major aspects of governance that impact people's lives, that can get the president to sit down with them and discuss the policy and how it is being implemented and the impact it's having on the people. He is disconnected. This president enjoys spending a time in a studio making music that can sell, because that has been his boyhood dream. And the presidency of our country allows him to get a studio, to be playing music, to be dancing, to be enjoying, while the people are suffering. And you see the suffering that's in this town. And he wants to say no, President Weah does not want to return to the office. His words are saying one thing, and his actions are begging the people of Liberia. They lower up on my hair. Your plea can take it from my. And we will do that in 2023. We will beat President Weah. We will make him a one-term president.
As I'm looking at Team Cummings, it's how this broad representation of our ethnicity, our diversity,
correct,
regional presence, if you will.
Correct.
What is the scope of this?
So you see, when you say you will bring people together, then we must see it in the actions and decisions you take, even before you have the power. So when you look at that thing, and I tell you another thing, I think it was about 44 or 45 persons that's been named. My phone has been blowing up. I am hearing from people I thought I would not be hearing from.
That is from government.
They are saying, please, how can we join that team? On my way here, I got about 5-6 calls this morning. When you're naming the next team, we want to be there. Enough is enough. We will stop this man. We will stop him from misleading our country and making us the laughing stock of the world. It's not just that, it's not just that people laughing at us outside in our region, man. It's that even at home, if you want to say, okay, the international community, it doesn't matter. At home, children going to bed hungry. How, President Weah? How? 61% of the vote, President Weah won in 2017. In 5 years, look at where we are. Look at where, and he has no sense of responsibility. He takes no responsibility for anything. You're the leader. 5 years later, he said, you want to talk about corruption? Yeah, about corruption, but there in Ellington. You're the leader now. What are you doing? If you talk about stealing, say, yeah, but stealing was here before I came. You are the leader now. Maybe you should take off your headset, stop playing music, and go try to lead. Go to work. The work the people now part of a new work that to go preach on to use the pulpit to talk about opposition people. Mr. President, that's not what people paying you for. Why you are doing that? People are dying. One of the new things they find going to election now. Well, we are talking about a risk youth. We are trying to raise money. They come with the big news. Coca-Cola. They're finished. Mr. President, yes, the risk our young people are falling under due to drugs and rising crimes and being abandoned. Go to our prisons. Young people committing first-time offenses. Our courts are overcrowded. The prisons are so dilapidated. Young people cramped up in there for minor offenses. No rehabilitation programs. So they go in for minor infractions and they are coming out as hardened criminals. Because once you throw people into jail, growing up, when I don't know you had that experience, Tima. When your parents get tired, you say, we'll call the police. You fall in line quick. But when you take a child, you take a young person, and you remove that fear of the legal system, you remove that fear of jail by throwing them in jail and keeping them there, you make them more hardened criminals.
What do you say to when we are said, look, these are things that have been here. I just sort of inherited them. I didn't create them. What will you say to it?
Oh my God. It's a height of irresponsible statement. When people elect you, they elect you to be responsible, to lead, to solve problems. I heard one of his apologies saying, "Oh, but the situation with rice has always been in the country." So why did you put yourself up for election if you will only repeat the problems and offer no solution? Why? When people give you the responsibility the privilege to lead them, it is that you will be responsible, that you will treat their needs as the highest priority. You will not be having party while they can't find food to eat. That's not what you will be doing. You will not just be making excuses. Mr. President, something happened. Well, it happened before. Mr. President, a young lady, an auditor, two auditors that were up here on Broad Street in the car, T-Max. The girl has her family, children. The boy, the man was the breadwinner of his family. Look at what would the president respond? You'll go get CCTV. That's how disconnected the president is. But the president, you know how much people make it? You slice their salaries for those who can find jobs. The other people, he said, will create 50,000 jobs every year. No, he said 50,000 every month. They just a big game. We'll create 50,000 jobs every month. They have not in 5 years created 1,000 jobs. In 5 years, I challenge them to show whether 1,000 are created. In 5 years, people who were working, many of them now don't have jobs. Businesses are closing. Now, even civil servants, man, their salaries that you inherited, you cut it so much that they can't even pay their way to work. If a civil servant takes pay, that pay cannot pay their way to work for 1 month. Then the rice that they need to feed their families and themselves, they can't find it.
Let's go back to the team. The team.
Then you say you get re-elected.
The team has is the team that will be used for Cummings ANC, or it's a broad. We have a broad mandate to sort of campaign for all those guys that will be slated on the how they call it, CPP ticket.
So you see, what we will be doing is taking.
And the shocking thing is, why do people volunteer their expertise, though they are not partisans of ANC or the likes of you, the likes of Dr. this sort of Liberian
Dr. McIntosh, LPDP. That's what I'm saying. It cuts across all the parties, all of the leading parties, because people are fed up. People are tired. Some people told me, look, I voted for President Weah, but I am so disappointed. I actually feel misled. He deceived a host of people in this country.
We didn't promise anybody anything.
And that
they voted for him.
And that's part, but he said it himself.
They voted for him.
You didn't see his video from New York? He actually was speaking to people. He said, I did nothing, and the Liberian people elected me. One of his friends, a close friend for many years, Makaloza, is the Liberian people who used to write.
The Makaloza played football?
Makaloza played football.
Yeah, okay.
He was a very good friend of President Weah. He said, what has always amazed him, he and President Weah used to sleep in, share bed, one room. He said, what has always amazed him is that the people really didn't know him. He is, you see, Michelle Obama said, power don't change you. Power reveals you. When President Weah got power, we started. Now, because he's our president, everybody can see him and look up to him. Because the power of the president is that everything begins with you, everything ends with you. But how can it begin with you and end with you when you won't be in studio, when you won't be playing music, when you won't be dancing, when you won't be having party? I mean, it is so shocking that people are literally standing up now. He threatening me. Maybe President Weah, you gotta care more than me. There are plenty of people that are standing up to say, look, you gave us good time before. I mean, when you play football, we had a good time. We enjoy it. But when we finish watching you play, when we go home, we gotta feed our children. And There's no way now.
Hmm.
And the suffering is not just, if people say, oh, a man from the southeast. Go look at the southeast. The suffering is in the southeast just as it is in the northwest.
Forget about my southeast. I feel offended when you talk about southeast. I don't want to use the southeast as an example. No.
Embarrassing. I know you feel embarrassed. The offense you're feeling is that, oh my goodness, we could have done better. So this is the problem. Now, I don't want Liberians to just get angry. I want Liberians to stand up and to join us in overwhelmingly and voting President Weah out. And here's the message we have to send to all others who will be presidents in our country, who will vie for this office. Not just the presidency, but even the legislature. Here's the message we have to send. If somehow you manage to deceive us to give you our power, because all power belongs to the people.
So says the Liberian Constitution.
Absolutely. So if somehow you manage to deceive us to give you power, and you do not live up to the promises you make to us, consistently, as we will do with President Weah in 2023, we will end your term and we'll replace you, we'll remove you. And this is the marker we will begin to lay down. No president, carte blanche, deserves second term. Your second term must be based on your performance in the first term. You deceive your child when you send your child to school. Your child fail, then you go negotiate with the teacher to promote the child. You're deceiving that child. You're hurting your own future because that child is supposed to be capacitated to help you when you can no longer provide for them. But if you think you will just be rewarding bad behavior, failure, then you're setting yourself up. Because when you get old, your child will not know anything to be able to provide for you. This is the simple message we have to send to President Weah. President Weah, thank you.
So let me get
you done well, but you ain't able to do your job. And we hear you. Your actions continue to be to beg for us to move the load from on your head. 2023 will move the load from.
Okay, before I take that, I want to get this thing there. President Weah said something the other day, which I think is what get everybody infuriated, especially you. That he sacked you because you were not cognizant of our sort of relationship, Liberia relationship with this world greatest superpower. You voted against the United States of America. How dare you, Louis? I thought somebody who's okram with the nuances of diplomacy. The nuance, the very cradle and core of our relationship, in consonance with our relationship with the world greatest super. How dare you, Louis?
I'm telling you.
That you get your eye off the ball and voted against America. We had no option but to sack you.
Yeah. In fact, he said, if you listen to it carefully, he says, the men were working for our foreign ministry in America. This is after 5 years, Mr. President. The president has no clue. He has no idea. Somebody, our president, and I'm my friend, sometimes I can feel sorry for my man, but somebody joked me, they sent me a text and said, hey man, our man's so dull that 5 years later, look at the way he's still talking. He doesn't even understand that ambassadors take instructions from their leaders through the ministry
from their various countries.
Yes. Ambassadors represent on the board was not Louis Brown vote. It was Liberia.
So take me through that vote that I read from the days of Donald Trump with his Jerusalem.
Correct.
And Tel Aviv. So how did it go?
So T-Max, at the time, and this was 2017 December, the world for the last 60 years had, and this was a position led by the United States of America. is simply called a two-state solution, meaning
The
for the
Palestinians?
Middle East, meaning the Palestinians and the Israelis must have the right to
live.
coexist in two states with recognizable borders. You remember way back when President Jimmy Carter invited the late Yasser Arafat, and I think it was Begin, Menachem Begin, to the White House for the first time, and these two men came. That negotiation ultimately broke down on the decision of Jerusalem. And so from that far back, the international community, the United Nations, the African Union, ECOWAS, everybody holds a position that we will recognize a two-state solution to end the conflict in the Middle East. In December, a resolution was tabled before the United Nations Security Council. There's a 15-member council, 5 permanent members, one of which is the United States. Then you have the others, and then 10 non-permanent members. That, because President Trump had announced that
he was changing the capital.
They will move the capital, which is at the heart of the multilateral decision of the world for resolving the conflict in the Middle East. Jerusalem is a holy city for Christians and Muslims. I've been to Jerusalem at least 3 times. You see how...
Did that visit bring you closer to God?
I believe so. But only God can determine that. Because he's the ultimate judge. He sees our heart.
I was just asking that.
So you see Muslim religious sites almost side by side. I went to where Jesus hung and died on the cross.
On Calvary cross.
I visited Jesus' tomb. So nobody can tell me about the holy sites, how humbling it is for both Christians and Muslims. So President Trump decided he will recognize the moving of the capital. This was led by the United States in negotiating days. I told you about former president. The chief negotiator was named by the United States for years on the two-state solution. So suddenly, but here's what was also interesting. At the time, earlier in the year, in January, the African Union, at a heads of state summit to which our former president was in attendance, representing our country, reaffirmed a continental decision to recognize Jerusalem as the holy city and Tel Aviv as the capital, and to continue to call for that two-state solution for the conflict in the Middle East. And like I said to you, at the heart of it was that Jerusalem will be accessible to all.
To everybody.
A resolution was tabled before the Security Council. The resolution was overwhelmingly defeated. Great Britain voted against the resolution. Great Britain is a permanent member of the Security Council. They voted 14-1. Only the United States voted in favor of the resolution. 14-1.
And that's not surprising.
Then I'm telling you, you got to understand that even Great Britain relationship with the United States was, come on. Even Great Britain voted and said, we cannot destroy the foundation. The multilateral decision, the decision all of us have made for more than 60 years for peace. We cannot just, on the spur of the moment, destroy it like this. We will be inviting more war and chaos. We would not. 14-1, that resolution was defeated. Then the resolution came to the General Assembly. The General Assembly is where all the nations come to participate and vote. Coincidentally, at the time, I had been recalled to Monrovia for consultation.
On the vote?
No, on a number of other matters,
Okay.
Including Liberia participation in a number of other committees that we were chairing. I happened at the time to also have been in charge of the African Union group of ambassadors. So I came to Monrovia for consultation. The government invited me, come, let's talk. One of the things we talked about, of course, was that. And the government decided that
the Ellen Johnson-led government decided.
Correct. This is not President we are. This is December of 2017. This is not under President we are. So I don't know where he imagined that it was under his term and he instructed otherwise. If I call his foreign minister in his Fokekron team. No. This is under the administration of President Sirleaf. The president, like President Weah, is the chief architect of foreign policy. Ambassadors do not vote their feelings. You don't represent yourself. You represent the government and people. So the United States will never say to an ambassador, you are responsible for that vote of your government. We'll deal with you if your government does not. You don't do that. In the world of diplomacy, that President Weah still does not understand after 5 years, you do not do that. Sovereign nations are entitled to their vote. You can persuade their vote. Mm-hmm. And therefore, quite frankly, the Liberian government decided a position on the side of multilateralism, on the side of the continental decision that Liberia participated. President Sirleaf was very respected and highly regarded, still is, in the African Union. She participated in a decision. The resolution was public and published in January. Then in December, our country was asked to abandon everything that has happened, including that the United States government led over the last 60 years. So the government of Liberia instructed a vote. And even though I was not there and the vote was actually taken by one of my
deputies. So you didn't personally?
No, yes. I was not even there. I was here. If you recall, I did 2 press conferences in December of that same year. One was to say the international community will support at this Monrovia City Hall. I think you all covered it, live broadcast. I said the international community will support anyone who the Liberian people choose to lead them. Mm-hmm. And then I also said in a second broadcast, live from the City Hall as well, that if we do not have a president elected and ready to be sworn in by the time President Sirleaf terms ends in I think it's the 3rd working Monday in January. And at noon, President Sirleaf term and this country will be in uncharted territory, because the intention of the Constitution, as I read it, is that, and I understand it, is that when one term is ending, there must be no vacuum created. Immediately, another term begins. And therefore, let us do all we can. Because at that time, I think the UP, the LP, and other parties are going to court. This matter was hanging in the court. I said, at that time, please, my people, let us do all we can. That is why in October, all the way to January, we have the election in October. The Constitution allows 3 months to deal with any issue related, so that when one term is in, and it was not just that President Salih's term was in, a first term of President Salih was ending, a second term was ending, meaning President Salih cannot extend herself. The legislature cannot say, okay, because the matter is still undecided.
So we give you 6 months.
So we give you, the legislature itself does not have the authority to do that. I will argue. People may argue contrarily, but I will argue that the Constitution is so clear about transition that it does not allow. Imagine if the legislature are interrupting and interfering in the peaceful transfer of power. We'll be in. So I said to the country, we are in uncharted territory. Please let us do all we can to conduct these runoff elections. Whoever wins, we proceed. So that when President Salih terms end, no vacuum is created. Another term begins as the Constitution. If you recall, I was here in Monrovia when the vote was taken by my deputy.
Yet you were sacked.
Yeah, he jumped on me. And the only reason, and this again, it's important to understand the timeline. This is December of 2017, even before the second round vote. That was when that vote was taken. And the instruction was passed to the Liberia's mission to the United Nations. The Liberian government instructed our mission. So even a messenger of the mission would have gone and cast a vote as was instructed by the Liberian government through the Ministry of Foreign Affairs. It was a Liberia vote, not a Louis Brown vote or my deputy vote or whoever actually physically pressed the button, because to vote, like just one button to your death. I'm sure he saw it the last time he was there. You just press it, yes or no. Our instruction for yes or no was clear. It was not one that we had to make by ourselves. So just to end on that point, then we go. This is December, again, 2017. So your viewers can and listeners can get this. The president, more than a month later, got sworn in. More than a month later, got sworn in. So between the time the vote was cast and the time he got sworn in, if the U.S. was annoyed, was that not the time the U.S. could have either raised their issue with President Salih, or as he said, so the U.S. been waiting for him to say, okay, send our President Salih government, when I deal with it, we're asking to sack Louis Brown when his government comes to power. But even at that, for 7 months, the president took over in January. I was here for the inauguration. So February, March, April, May, June, July, August. After the middle of August was when I received the letter from the minister. As we were preparing, just like George Patrick, I'm sure, was preparing to receive him to the United States. Then they sent a letter. You must return immediately. If I ever read to you the tenor, the tone of the letter, you will be like, oh my goodness, what are the people doing? You don't do that. The thing they did to George Patrick, you don't sack ambassadors at a post. He would say he understands diplomacy. This is the face of your country to that other country. You don't fire him while he's sitting there. You recall him. Show respect for your own officials. You recall the person for consultation. In that consultation, you say, look, you don't need to return. We will do this. The other thing you don't do, you see, ambassador, not like minister. You can't have an ambassador sitting there, you fire him. I fire you because I'm on my way there. I don't want to meet you when I get there. So you fire the ambassador, then you name another ambassador. That person you name, confirmation hearing. It doesn't work like that. So that person you fire, by the time they go all around to take, you see, have some foreign officials here, when they are recalled, they go to take leave of the president. When the ambassador that is coming does not just come with that other man here taking leave. When that man leaves, because you can't have two ambassadors in the same place, man, after 5 years, the president ain't even understand.
Let me leave that alone. Let's take our second break, and when we come back, call me on this number, so 07777 you'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. Better stay coming on 07722122223. You'll be live from 5050. Those numbers are pinned on our Facebook page, Sky Communication. Special studio guest, Louis Brown.
They have done it again.
What excitement. Share the good news now.
My pikin child of Cote d'Ivoire yesterday, and he still calling me on a number. He still pressing on it all.
Nothing makes me more glad than being able to work and stay connected without interruption, whether I am at home or away.
They have to thank you.
More travels, more possibilities. With a just released roaming data bundle for travelers to Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea-Conakry, and Mali, you can now stay connected on the go. Dial *535# to activate a plan ranging from $1 for 25 megabytes to $20 for 1 gigabyte. The new roaming data bundle can offer for you.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
It's possible, anytime, anywhere. A way to make you smile from ears to ears. With Orange Money new broken fees, you can take off your own sekabagi and keeps you smiling. A smile that comes from the heart. A smile that keeps you ongoing. A smile that lasts forever. More smiles with Makabagi. Discover the Orange Money new broken tariff. Withdraw and transfer money to your loved ones now at less expensive fees and experience more advantage with Orange Money broken tariff.
Orange Money.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Ria's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage Head Office on 0777 553317 or 0886 553317 or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
Thank you very much. Back on 50/50. It's time for you to participate. Call me on those numbers on 0777 777 EB live on 50/50 on Sky 107. Better stay. Call me on 0777 221 223. Let's go to the line. Talk to our very first caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning to you. How are you?
And let me interject. 1 minute. One minute. I don't want people to talk. Okay, go ahead. What's your name and where are you calling us from?
My name is Musa Kane.
Oh, Musa Kane. Go ahead, Musa.
I would tell you thank you. You had one of my brothers before, but that's it. I would tell you thank you for that one first. Tima, let me tell you something. Me, Alaya, talking to you, I called them from East my person do it in to SKD, right to Play Johnson. They talk, they open and fall down, split all over my feet. And went to that station in that nation. I put the government with my whole heart. I say I don't want nothing from them. They call me with agriculture. You want to see all the latest documents from Devon Coaches, one way there, officer. Second time they mentioned them on large ones, they are going there. Everything they work up in one city and show them. In the suburb behind the government, they will get in job. Get to empower me, agriculture, they refuse. What will lead to some of all put the government, we don't do it, put the government. So, trying to get also, I don't know what to do.
Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 077777107. You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. Our special studio guest, Louis Brown, Ambassador Louis Brown. Let's go back to line 5. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jalteh. Good morning.
Good morning. You got one minute, please.
Yeah, this is Kemoka. I'm calling from Johnson School. I'm in Kemoka.
Go ahead, come on, guys.
No, I just wanna appreciate Big Brother in studio, for extended collaboration, He actually did well. The issue of the president being re-elected 2023, I don't think it will be possible. 2023, the president will be the gross combination of disappointment, defeat, frustration, and detention. Because after the election, we'll dedicate everything for him. All the Liberian people money into the property that he got to pay in that condominium estate. Our people will live either as a pro bono basis. That's how.
Thank you very much. The time is up. Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 077777107. You'll be live on 5050 on Sky 107. Cummings put together the team yesterday. They call the team of guns. Louis Brown is a member of that team. So we have invited Louis Brown, our special studio guest. Let's go back to line 4. Talk to our next caller. Good morning. Good morning. The caller is not ready. Call me on that number in 077777107. He'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. He'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. So this thing is okay. Let's go back to line 3. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim Alexander. Good morning to your studio guest. Well, I'm actually amazed this morning for the fact that you brought in somebody who understands international public policy administration. I think these are people who the government needs to rally around to be able to get some advices from them when it comes to international policy.
What's your name, please?
My name is Ishmael.
Okay, Ishmael.
Yeah, so I mean, all of what he has explained, he has just given us a broad insight about what the policy about international politics is. And that is what our government is lacking. And I think the government should take cue from this interview because
Thank you very much. Call me on that number. Good morning, my brother. What's your name?
Yeah, welcome.
Good afternoon. Good morning and good afternoon.
Yeah, I'm calling for United Arab.
You call from United Arab Emirates. Yeah, go ahead. What's your name?
Yeah, this Mohammed S. Kamara.
Mohammed Kamara.
Yeah. My question to the former ambassador in studios, with all what he's saying going up, coming down, what have you done for the Liberian people that were listening to you? You think they were listening to you on what you are saying? What are your achievements personally for the people of Liberia that you can point at? Say, oh yes, I did this at the time I was so person. And what are your achievements in your country that you form before you go and sit down in studio that President we cannot win? Who are you depending on to see President we are turning to the city?
Thank you very much.
That's my question to you.
Thank you very much. Let's go back to line 7. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
Thank you. Let me appreciate you and your senior guests on this platform. My name is Ahmad Kosford Nebe, and I joined a consultation from position number 15.
Go ahead.
I listened to your senior guest in explaining a lot of issues, and then he also
are you still running for? Are you still running for District 15?
Certainly. In fact, there is an upcoming program. Something I'm expecting to extend the invitation to Sky FM.
Don't advertise that because it will cost you a lot of money. I just want to know that the same person I've been talking to. So let's get to the issue.
Yeah, so here's the issue. Yeah, some of us, when we come to the platform, it is important for us to come with high level of honesty. What do I mean? There is a very serious challenge that this country has been faced with ever since the 12 years of administration and other administration. We all know that the Southeast and almost
Every other country has been seriously challenged. But here is the unfortunate situation. Currently, the people are challenged. Before, the people were challenged. But then when you try to remind those people who provided stewardship for this country, they make it to appear like they are not supposed to be reminded. Why are you afraid of your past? Why do you feel uneasy whenever your past is mentioned? Isn't that the reality that you provided leadership for this country for 12 solid years? They did not see the southeastern people, challenges that they are faced with. Now you are, speaking out. I mean,
thank you very much.
Was it not possible for you to add the policy?
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Call me on that number.
Morning.
Good morning.
Good morning, Tima.
My brother, what's your name and where are you calling me from?
Yeah, this is Mohammed Gitawe. I'm calling from Cloud and District 14, one of the members of the National Responder Defense Team.
Go ahead.
Yesterday, Honorable Kumipo, he came together. And today, Honorable Louis Brown in the studio saying a lot of things about President Weir. Why do you want to sign a caveat? Putting your team together, it cannot unseat President Weir 2023. What we have been providing for the Labrador people here, the Canada are talking about, that's what would lead to win 2023. So all the talk around, the last time I listened to Honorable Louis Brown on Spoon Talk, saying all kinds of things about President Weir, he cannot say about Kumi, because he want for Kumi to become president in the country. We will delete that 2023 in the ballot office.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Let's go to line 3. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Jalteh.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
This is Oscar. We are my name from the town this morning. Thank you to Mr. Brown. Welcome, you spoke well. I can't understand something in this country discussing why you are done for Nigerian people who is discussing President Weir today. What President Weir done for the Nigerian people being out today is stealing our money, is looting our country. Anything you do as a human being, sometimes as a leader, you do respectfully. If any Mr. Brown was wrong, you have to do it respectfully on getting the net down from the post.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 0777. Let's go back to line 5. Talk to our next caller. Good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Tima.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
Good morning to the well-elected ambassador. My name is S. Timothy. I call you from a District 2 resident Christian community. The issue there is that the president lacking diplomacy, and the people that are around him too, they are not diplomats. So we have experienced all these things when it comes to our diplomatic setting. When he goes to the church and says things outlandish things against the ambassador that has said the Liberian people. But we are not dwelling on that. Look at the issue of the rest now.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. The rest issue, everybody's issue. Everybody knows that. Even today, a lot of guys line up in the street looking for rice. I think we gotta find a second more instead of eating.
Good morning, Tima.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name? Where are you calling us from?
Well, my name is Amara, the indefatigable Classifications Fufana.
Long time.
Yeah, the doyen.
Go ahead.
Yeah, and we're hanging in. Let me say good morning to the veteran in studio. I've been following it attentively, and I think they make some salient points. But no matter how we try to phrase or paraphrase whatever you're saying, we still have to do justice to the deliberation by doing some inquiries as per the side of the whole point. That President Weir should not be re-elected, and preferably he's supporting Mr. Cummings. We know.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Amara, your time is.
Good morning.
Good morning, my brother. What's your name and where you calling me from?
Oh, my name is Martin. I'm calling from Police Academy.
Martin, go ahead.
Yes. Tima, why choose the main studio, the honorable main studio to campaign for President Weir 2017? Knowing fully well that the man play in the national play, not captain any of the clubs he play for in the war. No, forget to know that during that time, the racism was at its peak. No black man, there ain't even one black man I play along with President Weir that captain any of the European team
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Call me on that number on 07777 You'll be live from 5050 on Sky 107. The numbers again 07777 You'll be live on 5050 on Sky 107. Well, I think that was our last caller because we're running out of time. Let's get to the next section so that we give this time to Luis, to Ambassador Brown, to comment on any of the callers.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you. I may not be able to run through all of them, but I thank all of your callers for it shows that they've been paying attention, and I respect their calls. Let me start with my man Martin. I think Martin said, show me one blind man. Martin, you remember the name Patrick Vieira? He was captain of Arsenal. Martin, remember that? I mean, of course, Sidorf, there are plenty of black people. Captain says about leadership. So if anybody told you that black men were not captain of major teams, no, you're wrong. Even national teams, black people have captain. It's about the best leader on the team that they make. I don't know what point my dear friend Amara Fofana was trying to make. I hope one day we'll see soon, and then we can talk through it. He's a very good friend of mine. Oscar said, I think he agrees with me that one of the challenges is that even after 5 years, the president has not shown that he even understands diplomacy. So Getawe says the team that was named cannot unsee we are in 2023. I hope your confidence was as high as President Weah's confidence, because President Weah knows men when he sees men, and what has been assembled is a team of men and women, and we will defeat President Weah. And let me say, Getawe, if I know where you are, you and I will talk, because I can see how energetic and determined you are. And I know you deserve better than the leadership President we are providing. And we will invite you to participate on this team. Amma from District 15 said, I don't know who he thinks is afraid of their past. I just simply say, nobody's afraid. I'm not afraid of my past. I just simply say to you that when you elect someone to be leader, Amma, like you are trying to run in District 15, when you, assuming you succeed, right, and the people of District 15 elect you, you can't go be complaining to the people of District 15 every time they say, Amma, can we get some kind of decision in the national budget to help office, maybe this other thing here or this other road here. Then you say, oh, but the person who was there before me, they didn't face it, that means the people can't face it. No, when you take on the responsibility to lead people, you gotta be responsible. You gotta accept that you are in charge now. You can't be giving excuse and be looking to the past. Then why you ran? Why you ran on hope for change or change for hope? Whichever one they ran on. So nobody afraid of the past, Amma. So you know, if there's something in what people do in this town is to engage in guilt by association. They hear name Louis Bryan. Oh man, that boy, yeah, man, and I man work with President Taylor, and I man work with President Selly. So all of them bad, all of them wrong. If we keep doing that in the country, even the president, we are working with President Selly. Then he even became a lawmaker in the government led by President Selly. So did that disqualify him from being president? What is disqualifying him from winning an election again in 2023 is his performance, is his correct performance. And that's why we're judging by. So somebody, this one I want to deal with, some Mohammed said, what has Louis Brown done personally in studio? I think he called from Saudi Arabia or somewhere. And that's part of our problem. We like to think we should elect, for instance, lawmakers who build toilet in the community. But that person going to the legislature not to go build toilet. The person going there to go make law. We got to rethink who we elect. You know, we want, so that some of our leaders tend to think that send the people who want to make our politics transactional. I will pay school fee. I will do this. I will build toilet. Okay, I want don't try to pass any rule in the country. But when I get elected, then I'll pay myself. That's making our politics transactional and giving leadership a sense of entitlement. Now, in terms of me, I think one of the highlights of my public service achievement is to have represented our country to negotiate peace. The peace you're enjoying today, Mohammed, was one that me and other Liberians negotiated. I led the government effort in that process. And I'm proud that at my age, I was able to bring peace to my country, to end the war, for which ultimately you saw Somalia president, we are getting elected as a result of that. So I think that's something I have done. And that's something that I'm proud of. Kemaka agrees with me. We defeat the president. Musa Kane says he doesn't know who to vote for. Musa, vote for the better leader. Vote for the guy who own of friends that will come to visit Liberia will not just be former footballers to play game. And that we got to pay them to come to play game and celebrate and then go home. Vote for the guy who knows how to create jobs, who will create jobs, who the international community respect. You hear this government, right now they're blaming the man when the sun don't even shine. When it rain, they blame him. When the sun shine, they blame him. When they sanction people, they blame him. When the man say, you stop stealing. When they catch people for stealing, they blame him. It's as if he telling the people, you're going to steal. No, he said, you stop. But the international community respects him so much that when he says corruption wrong, they agree. They say that's true, corruption wrong. You stop it. When you don't listen, fine. So the best person running for office right now, who will create jobs, who will improve the Liberian people's lives. And if you want to know what he has done before, even Prince Johnson, Senator Johnson, the other day said, this man gave him $55,000 for his school. School! I don't know any individual who supports universities and schools in this country more than Alexander Cummings. But he doesn't boast about it because that's his nature. He's a very humble man. And this man presided over $200 million budget. Bigger than Liberia budget. $200 billion budget. Never one day they caught him and say, oh, this is a guy who grew up in Fiama. Point 4. Ken Johnson Road, went to demonstration school, then CDLA, then Cottington, worked to LBDR. Ordinary Liberian, like me and you. Went to study in America on scholarship from LBDR to come back when the war broke out. So he was displaced there. He found job. This guy rose from the bottom of one of the biggest companies in the world to lead it. To be one of those leading it. And you think that Fisi, somebody male and me will follow. I don't follow Fisi people. So this guy is respected, is trusted. His friends are corporate executives who will come here to create jobs, to improve Liberian people. Without job, this guy will increase people pay. You will not be cutting it.
Okay, let's take our last break, and when we come, we'll go straight to Boki to give us comments from our social media users.
They have done it again.
What excitement! Share the good news now.
My picking tried to go to yesterday, and he's still calling me on normal. He's still pressing on it.
Nothing makes me more glad than being able to work and stay connected without interruption, whether I am at home or away.
They have done it.
More travels, more possibilities. With a just released roaming data bundle for travelers to Cote d'Ivoire, Guinea-Conakry, and Mali, you can now stay connected on the go. Dial *535# to activate a plan ranging from $1 for 25 megabytes to $20 for 1 gigabyte. The new roaming data bundle can offer for you.
Brings you closer to what matters.
Orange.
It's possible anytime, anywhere. a way to make you smile from ears to ears. With Orange Money new broken fees, you can take off your own sekabagi and keeps you smiling. A smile that comes from the heart. A smile that keeps you ongoing. A smile that lasts forever. More smiles with Makabagi. Discover the Orange Money new broken tariff. Withdraw and transfer money to your loved ones now at less expensive fees and experience more advantage with Orange Money broken tariff.
Orange Money.
After being in the business for more than 20 years, Uptown Garage has all it takes to make your car work best for you. Uptown Garage has brought in all sizes of new quality tires. We also have the efficient and long-lasting Uptown batteries. Uptown Garage has also brought in a state-of-the-art 2022 upgraded diagnostic machine that can easily detect any problem with your car. Don't worry, we can fix it for you. Is your car having any electrical problem? Well, Uptown Garage has a professional electrician from Ghana who is up to the task of programming and solving all of your car electrical problems. Uptown Garage is at the intersection of Broad and Nelson Streets with the Uptown Spare Parts Store on Broad Street side. We have our garage and new showroom at Rehab at the junction of President Weah's residence. For original spark plugs from Japan, oil filters, engine oil, and everything you need to get your car working perfectly, come to Uptown Garage. We give 1 month warranty. We also provide a tow truck free of charge if we are the ones to work on your car. But we can also tow your car anywhere for a fee. Contact Uptown Garage Head Office on 0777 553317 or 0886 553317 or our rehab branch on 0770 902865. Uptown Garage, your 100% Liberian owned, is here to put a smile on your face.
Thank you very much. Back on 50 on Sky 107. It's time to go straight to Studio 8 to Julius Boogie to give us comment from our social media users. Let me interject here that the comments you're about to hear are not coming from Sky Communications, but rather coming from our social media users. So, having said that, it's over to you, Julius.
Okay, Timas, none of the messages yet, but because of the news at 12 midday, I'm going to read just a few of them. Martin Wilmer Brown says, good morning, Timas. In the midst of Mr. Cummings' campaign team, I still see individuals with integrity issues on his team. Former Senator Dan Marias, who served as chairman on Foreign Affairs Committee, that confirmed D. Maswe Kemia should not be close to someone who claims to have or to be an integrity icon. The rape allegation was on Kemia and Senator Dan Marias, and the public concern and recommended Kemia's confirmation. Let's go to Cephas Kroman. Say good morning to 5015, host Tim Ice and Mr. Brown in studio. I'm watching from Washington, D.C. this morning. Mona Lisa Morris said, I used to love Mr. Weah when he was playing soccer. Joseph Jubo said, those who killed our people yesterday are using their laws and to demonize our popular administrator. No sound or heaviness of your voice can change the narrative. Let me take this final one quickly. When were people enjoying in Liberia? Back to you, Tim Ice, for the continuation of the program.
Thank you very much. We're running out of time. My time is up because the news is the theme song is in the background. Louis, how would you want to close briefly?
I just want to reassure all of you. A new day began yesterday. One of my cousins said, when I endorsed that we center the ball, actually we took the first kick yesterday of that ball when we centered it. Again, it's an initial team. So we will be bringing more and more Liberians on board. Liberians of all walks of life. We are building a big and inclusive tent. We honestly believe no one will go anywhere in our country unless all of us go there together. We do not intend to repeat the mistakes of the past, we do not intend to not be responsible because leadership is about taking responsibility. So we're bringing together the good, the bad, the ugly, the haves, the have-not, the know, those who don't know, the educated, the uneducated, the traditional people, everybody, Muslims, Christians, market seller, students, everybody who make up the rich mosaic of Liberia. We're bringing them together.
Thank you very much, Ambassador Louis Brown. On that note, we come to the end of this edition of 50-50. My name is Steve, thanks for being there. Tomorrow morning, again, I'll be here to discuss another issue with the sole intent of making our country the wholesome, functioning society where the law is respected and we all are equal before that law. See you tomorrow morning. Bye-bye for now.